Solve 9 to the power x square positive 1 is equal to 81 to the x to power. Okay, here we have to solve this exponential equation. Actually, this equation is called exponential equation because we have variable at the exponent. Okay, so to solve for x first, we have to look at the base on both sides of the equation. Here we have base 9, here we have base 81. We know that the base 81 on the right side is a power of 9 because it can be written as 9 square. So whenever we solve an exponential equation, so our first aim is to get the same base on both sides. Once we get the same base on both sides of the equation, we can equate the exponents and we can solve for the variable. Okay, so here we can write the base on the right side, 81 as 9 square because it's a power of 9. So 9 to the power x square positive 1 equals to 81 can be written as 9 square. Okay, in the next step, 9 to the power x square positive 1 equals to, so here we have exponent 2 for 9 and for the complete stuff 9 to the second power as the exponent x. Whenever we have two exponents like this 9 to the power 9 to the second power whole to the power x, we can multiply the two exponents using the properties of exponents. So we get when you multiply the two exponents 2 and x, it will be just 2x. Okay, now we have the same base on the left side and right side, that is 9. So since two terms are equal with the same base, we can equate the exponents. So when I equate the exponents, I'll be getting x square positive 1 equals to 2x. Okay, so now I subtract 2x from both sides. Then I'll be getting this 2x and negative 2x will cancel out. And on the left side, I'm getting x square negative 2x positive 1 equals to 0. Okay, now it's a quadratic equation. I think I can solve this quadratic equation by factoring. For that, I have to consider the constant of positive 1. And also one more thing I have to notice the coefficient of x square. Here we have nothing. So we have to assume there is a coefficient 1 for x square. When I multiply this 1 and 1, it will be just positive 1. Now I have to get two factors for this positive 1 such that the product of the two factors over here must be equal to positive 1. And when I add the two factors, it must be equal to the middle term, which is a coefficient of x, negative 2. Okay, so here negative 1, negative 1. So when I multiply negative 1 and negative 1, it's positive 1. And when I add them, it's equal to negative 2, so which is the coefficient of x. So this quadratic equation, x square negative 2x can be written as, it is, we have to split up the middle term negative 2x using the factors I got over here. So negative 2x can be written as negative x, negative 1x, positive 1 equals to 0. So I can factor this expression by grouping. That is, I can consider the first two terms as one group and the next two terms as another group. So I can factor x from the first from the first group. So I'm getting x times x negative 1. And I can factor negative 1 from the second group. If I factor negative 1 from the terms negative x and positive 1, I'll be getting negative 1 times x negative 1 equals to 0. Okay, so what can be factored from these two terms? X negative 1, because I find x negative 1 in common. So x negative 1 can be factored out. So if I factor x negative 1, so I have x left in the first term, negative 1 in the second term. So x negative 1 equals to 0. See here, x negative 1 times x negative 1 can be written as x negative 1 whole square is equal to 0. Okay, now to get rid of the square, we can take square root on both sides. So this square root and square root cancel out. I get x negative 1 on the left side. On the right side, square root of 0 is 0. Now I am adding 1 to both sides. So negative 1 positive 1 will cancel out. I get x is equal to 1. So I solved the exponential equation and I got the value. I got the value of x, that is x is equal to 1.